Hey everyone, Nick Baldwin here, LCA co-founder. Welcome back to LabCoatAgents, How It Works. And we are here again with David Wachs from Handwritten with a Y. Handwritten, just to refresh your memory, is a piece of technology that uses robots to write handwritten greeting cards for you that look like you actually sat down and wrote them. It does have a very cool feature that allows you to geo-farm areas. So as a real estate agent, instead of sending like a just sold or a just listed boring old postcard, you can send handwritten cards that promote just listed or just solds that look a heck of a lot better and more personal. So David, thank you so much for being back with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Nick. I'm excited to share this this new feature and actually talk about some additional features in it that are coming soon.
Yeah, let's jump on in and take a look, because I think that if someone received a handwritten card, if it was like a for sale by owner or an expired listing or something along those lines, as opposed to like a generic letter or postcard, they might be a little bit more receptive.
Yes. So within our platform, so this is Handwritten with a Y, you can just go and sign in or sign up. Now, if you don't have an account, they're free to create. If you create it through the link in the bottom of this video that will be added, you can actually get a bunch of free cards. You can also get a deal on a signature. And I will show you what that signature means if you haven't seen it in the other two videos. But yeah, so you just sign in. When you sign in, just real quick, and I'm not going to go through it all, but you can create your own custom cards. So for instance, let's pretend that this home card is a home I sold in the neighborhood. And I want to blast that out and let everybody know that I've sold that home in the neighborhood. And you can just go in. If you want to create your own, you would just click customizable. You would then click full bleed flat 5x7, upload a picture of the card.
Okay.
And then send, and off you go. It's really easy. You can add your logo, and then you're good to go. Okay, so let's actually do that. So it has the infinity logo. If I could type infinity home. Okay, so now that we have a card, we're going to blast it out to the masses. So it just takes a second to save it because it is saving a super high-res version that we print out on our digital presses. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Campaign Manager. And in the last video we did, we talked about birthdays and anniversaries. That is the most requested feature. So if you want a way to send out birthday cards without even thinking about it, but make them look totally real, have your signature, be on your card stock, include a gift card, use that and watch that video. But what we're going to talk about now is outbound prospecting or farming. So looks like they've released all the new features, which is super cool. So now what we're going to do is there's multiple ways to select an address. We could do an actual address. So let's put in my office, 9280 South Kyrene Road. There's my office there. There's going to be some houses over here. And I'm going to do a quarter-mile radius or a half-mile radius from that office. Or what I can do is I can actually change this, now that I have it on there, to a polygon. I'm not sure why it moved it over, but we will just move it back and say I want to cover this Tally Ho Farms area. And then maybe it extends. What's cool is every time you add a point, it adds more points, so you can really get granular. And it's going to be that crazy shape. It's going to be a little Pac-Man. And then let's say I want to send it only to homeowners who have been in their home 3 years or more. And then I'm going to say there's at least 2 people in the house. I guess there's some people living in giant compounds with 9 people. And then I want to say At least one person in the house is married, and I don't care about children, so I'll leave that blank.
I don't care about children either, David.
They can have children, they can't. I don't care. Anything you leave blank, it's just not going to filter on.
Right.
So here are a lot of houses. I didn't realize there'd be that many. So let's just do home value between 650 and $1 million. And now we're down to 46. So that's much more reasonable. And I can send it to all 46, or let's say I want to send it to 5 of the 46, or I mean, that's silly, but like 20 of the 46. And then what you can also do is, let's say you did this over and over again. And every time you kind of targeted the same area, you could suppress the prior people so you're not hitting the same people over and over again. So that's a brand new feature.
Cool.
And then that's pretty much it. So that all looks good to me. We're going to hit 20 people in this example. And then I'm going to choose my custom card that I made, my infinity home. And then I'm going to write my message when it stops loading. So I will say, dear, and then I will say first name bracket bracket. It is important to do the merge field because otherwise it won't know, I mean, I guess you could say dear John and hope their name's John, but otherwise it won't know to include their name. So we have to do that. And then I could just type a note like, I just sold a home in your area. And what do we call Tally Home Farms? Or whatever that's called. Or you could use our cool AI assist, which we always love showing off. Write prospecting note explaining I sold a home in Tally Ho Farms. Tally Ho
let's see.
Farms. Let's see what happens. There you go.
Cool. And you
a little
can
long,
that.
but we'll insert it.
You can make it longer. You can make it shorter.
Yeah,
it's very long. I would cut out a little bit of it, but
yeah, let's cut out. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just, you can cut out whatever you want.
And then let's include our signature. And again, you get these signatures free of charge and they're super cool. And then let's change it to a new handwriting style. Let's go with Mellow Max. No, it's a little too blocky. How about Mighty Mason? There we go. So now I have a handwriting style and my personality style to these people. One thing to note, and I mentioned this on a prior video, we actually make the notes look better than this. We vary the left margin so it's not straight across the page or straight down the page. We vary the line spacing so each line is a little different than the next. And we bend the text a little bit so it looks super realistic.
Also, what I suggest to people when they start using handwritten, I should have mentioned this in the other videos. If you watch video 1, which teaches you how to create a card, like how to write a card, I always suggest write one to yourself first.
Yeah.
It's a $3.25 investment and you'll get it in the mail and you'll see what you're actually sending out. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And then after you do that, much like the birthday card campaign or just sending a card, you can include inserts if you want. We don't allow you to do gift cards, just thinking.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, who's going to spend that money?
Well, right? Also, I believe it's a violation if you send a gift card to someone who you're trying to get as a client.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We just figured nobody would do it.
No, just keep it off for that reason. Yeah. Because if I'm like, hey, I want to sell your home, by the way, here's a gift card to Starbucks, wink, wink. You can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so you could do a business card. This has a
business card would be a good idea for this.
Yeah, and it says $1, but they're only 25 cents. Okay. So you can include your business card there. We just hold on to them.
How do they get their business cards to you?
They ship them to us. So the clients ship them to us. You have to ship. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it's $50.
Contact customer service and ask them. That's how you
it's $50 worth of cards. And then we just use up those $50. So $50, so that would be 200 cards.
Okay, that's a lot of cards.
So you just send us 200 cards, and then they're included at zero cost, but that's kind of how it works. And then the shipping method, we add this because when you're doing these prospecting, sometimes it's really important to have a local zip code. Everything with our system is comes from Arizona. So most people don't care about this, but realtors in particular might. So what we can do is we can just mail it normally, which is the default option, or we can address, seal, and stamp it to you. And then we ship it to you and you dump it in the mail.
That's pretty sweet. And they come with a stamp.
Yep, they're good to go. They're just ready to go. You just literally rip open the box and dump it in the mail.
Love it.
And then if you do that option, there's shipping costs that we have to add to do that. Yeah. And then you just hit OK. So let's just hit OK. And the benefit of doing this is, oh, you know what? Let's go back here. We had prospective first name, which is not good.
Yeah.
Prospective client. So let's scoot through this.
Prospective client's a little presumptuous.
Yeah. So here we're doing 20 addresses. It's going to show us where they are. We can zoom out and see tally ho.
Cool.
And then we're going to do add to basket. Now, one thing about our system, and this is important, we actually provide this information, the addresses, at no additional cost to you, but it costs us money. It costs Handwritten money. So the way you cannot see, and I'm sure you'll block all this out, but you cannot see the other addresses. It's just a little question mark. When you purchase this, I'm in test mode and I can't do it in test mode.
Okay, so what happens in real life?
Yeah, so I'd have to do.
That's okay. Just explain it to us.
So when you hit place order, then you'd see all the addresses. Until you do that, you see one address just as a sanity
Well, that makes sense because it costs you money and you don't want people ripping you off and taking all the addresses.
Exactly. Yeah. So
because us realtors, we like free stuff, so we would do that.
Well, maybe not the realtors, but maybe the solar panel installers or the plumbers, maybe. All that stuff. So you can see the one person here whose first name is Janice. It looks good. Her address matches up with what we're talking about. And then you would just hit place order. And
cool.
That's it.
Well, that's a great way to prospect because it makes it very, very personal, and it makes it look like, you took the time to sit down and write them specifically a card, which is great. So
yep.
I love it.
You could put a picture of the house you sold with like a, sold sign out front or whatever, and then have that as the image on the card.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, realtors, in the video description, there's a link to get the 5 free cards through LCA and then a signature, which is a $250 value, which is also going to be free if you subscribe to one of the subscription plans. But this is definitely something you guys got to add to your arsenal of prospecting tools because it's definitely very different and will get you noticed without a doubt. So, David, thank you for being here on LCA How It Works. We'll see everybody next time.